Yeah, can you hear me? I wasn't talking to them anyway. As long as you could hear me, I was good. I'm glad to be here. I'm kind of related to some of these kids up here. Amen. So I'm glad to be here. Is anybody here live on a farm? Anybody live on a farm? Elizabeth, do you live on a farm? Do you have a cow? Then you live on a farm, okay? You have 2 cows, don't you? Well, I'm going to tell you a story about a farm and a farmer. And it was a special kind of farm and a special kind of farmer. Now, the farm was a sheep farm. So if you have a farmer who only has sheep, what do you call him?
A shepherd.
Right, you call him a shepherd. Well, one day, this farmer had a sheep, and she had 2 babies at one time. Well, the first one was born, and it was healthy, but when the second baby came along, she had kind of gotten separated from the first baby, and so she didn't want to have anything to do with that first baby. But that baby knew that she was his mama, and he kept going over to her and trying to nurse, and she would turn around with her head, and she would butt him. Have you ever been butted? Do you sometimes see the cows try to do that to the dog? Yeah, they're trying to get rid of him. Get away from me. I don't want you here. And the baby would cry, bah, bah. Sounded so sad. Well, then along came the farmer, and he saw what had happened, and he was worried about that mama, and so he left the baby there with the mama for a little longer and thought, well, maybe she'll take him. No. Next time he came to check, it was the same thing. She would headbutt him, and the baby would bawl. Bah! Can you bawl like sheep? Yeah, you're probably better at it than I am. But anyway, the farmer was kind of sad, but in a way he was kind of glad because he had had a sheep that this had happened to before. Well, this sheep wasn't a baby anymore. She was a big lamb, and she had lambs of her own, and she just loved that farmer. She would run to him every time he went out into the field. She would run wherever he'd go. She'd follow him. Oh, she loved that. And he thought, well, if I take this sheep and I feed her or him, then she'll learn to love me just like this other sheep did. So he took the sheep to the barn, and that sheep got to be in the barn at night. And the farmer fed her from a bottle, and the children played with her. And that sheep got closer and closer and closer to the sheep farmer, which is called a shepherd. They got closer and closer, and she got to where she would follow him around. You know, sometimes in our lives we have friends maybe, or other people who all of a sudden don't want to be around us, and they kind of forsake us, and they turn their back towards us, and they don't want to talk to us. Sometimes that even happens in churches, and that's not good, is it? But sometimes things happen, and we don't understand why. But I want you to remember this little sheep. She got to be treated special. She got to sleep in the barn at night. She got to be hand-fed and play with the children. So sometimes when those people disappoint us or turn our backs on us, it's because the shepherd needs to get to know us better. We need to spend more time with the shepherd. Does anybody know who our shepherd is? Who's our shepherd?
God.
God, or Jesus is our shepherd. So I want you to remember, if somebody lets you down, maybe you just need to get to know the shepherd a little bit better.